How do you like it? Coarse, medium, or fine? I'm talking about bits, you guys. We're talking about today how we can effectively prep the nail plate. Today, we're going to work with the micro taper, but we're gonna use it in coarse, medium, and fine so you guys can see how much of a difference abrasiveness matters. All right, we're gonna start off with the coarse micro taper, running it at the same speed. So coarse to me is a little more aggressive than what I like to use for cuticle work because it's just gonna tear up the natural nail plate more. And if there's a lot of moisture in the skin, we can also tear the skin. So just be really cautious. I'm running at 8,000 RPMs. I'm gonna go ahead and also prep this nail plate because I really want you guys to see the texture that a coarse does versus a medium and a fine. When to use a coarse? In my opinion, we don't need to use a coarse. Even for those really crusties, I would rather just increase my RPMs and not have something so aggressive. And you guys will be able to see that more clear when we compare the texture to each nail plate. We have a few coarse cuticle bits that have been grandfathered in. So dry manicuring for us, we've been doing it for over 30 years. So sometimes back then, I guess we wanted something a little more aggressive. I find it to be too aggressive. Let's keep going and I'll show you guys what I mean. So same shape, I still have the micro taper, but here it is in medium. So I'm just showing you guys the difference of how it's performing. Look at that. So I really like medium. Medium, we're able to prep that natural nail. We're not over filing. We're also able to work with a variety of different cuticles without tearing them. I'm just going to be gentle, especially in this tear zone right there. I can tell that the skin is really babyish. So nails should never hurt. I'm going to use a medium versus a coarse because the coarse is going to over prep, okay, and have a greater chance of tearing the skin. Where medium, it's just the right grit for the skin type. It's more versatile. Also, it doesn't rip up the nail plate as much as a coarse will, right? So it's just the same as with what your buffing blocks are. Your buffing blocks, you have the 180, the 240, the 100. It's the same concept. So just think of like your little file wrapped up on a bit, okay? Here I am with the fine micro taper. So I've used the same shape, but you're seeing how it performs different. I've also used it at the same RPMs. So I've been at 8,000 RPMs with the coarse, medium, and fine. Now, because it is so fine, we cannot prep the natural nail with it. So I like to use fine when I have a client who's more sensitive, when I have a client who has had a bad experience with an e-file and I'm trying to build their confidence to say, hey, look how gentle this is. Those are great times to use fine. However, you're not going to see the exfoliation as quickly as you would with the medium. And then it's going to exfoliate too quickly with coarse, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead now and take my alcohol, spray it on, and we'll actually see how the nail plate is texturized from what I've just done. Okay, let's check it out. I wanted to get you guys some virgin nails. So here I am just drying up the nail plate so you could really see the difference. So the first nail we prepped with was the coarse. I believe that this is too aggressive for the nail plate. You can see how much more roughed up the surface is than our medium and our fine. Coarse I like for shaping product, acrylic, dip, or even some gel. But when it comes to actually working on the natural nail or cuticle, I'm going to prefer medium. Here you can see that there is some texture to the nail plate, but it's not as chewed up as coarse. It's nice to be able to exfoliate. I love medium for removing thicker cuticles, especially for that overgrown sticky cuticle. And lastly, we have fine. It doesn't look like there's any texture because the fine is so gentle. It looks more buffed. Kind of going to move that around so you guys can see it. So I actually did prep this whole nail. However, it is buffed, not rough. So I cannot prep the natural nail. But I really do like fine for that gentle cleanup, or if you're doing more of a natural thin skin manicure. So I just wanted to point out to you guys on virgin nail plates, which means they haven't had product on, of just how grit really does matter. So even though these are all the same shape, they are all micro taper. The green line indicates coarse, the blue line indicates medium, and the red the fine. You can just tell by the nail plate, virgin nail plate, at how much they're actually roughing it up. Abrasiveness matters. That's why it is so important to be intentional about what abrasiveness you're choosing, what RPMs, and what you're trying to achieve. If you like content like this and found it helpful, go ahead, like and subscribe.